What is up guys, welcome to part 2 of the combo video. So let's just get started right away with a 4-card combo. So this one we have to start off with Kepler, normal summon it to add our Dark Contract with the gate, activate that, and then search for the missing piece. And these are the 4 cards you basically want. We're going to activate Ragnarok and a Scale, and then we're instantly going to go for a Link Karibo. So that goes to the extra deck, and we bring out a Link Karibo. From there, we can actually take these two, Necro Slime and Swole Slime, Fusion Summon to go for Genghis. We can then normal summon, sorry, not normal summon because we already normal summoned Kepler. We will banish Swole Slime to special summon out Lamia, and then we'll take Lamia and Genghis and Synchro Summon them to go for our Alexander. Now, Ragnarok will use its effect, you take 1000 and you special summon back our Genghis. Because Genghis was summoned, Alexander will bring back Lamia. From there, we can take Lamia and we can also take Alexander, and then we'll go for a fusion summon. Sorry, synchro summon. And we'll go for Siegfried. So you guys probably a little surprised, but it's just the same as the previous or the last combo of part 1, but just slightly different here. But basically Genghis will now revive Alexander, and from there you take Link Karibo and you take Siegfried. Since they're both dark monsters, we're going to link summon and go for a Lanfarinkus. You could go for Wee Witch as well, so just letting you know there that you can play that if you want. But of course, we're going to send Gate to the graveyard and special summon back Lamia again. Keep in mind not to take up the arrows, of course, but by now I'm sure you guys are used to it. We'll take Lamia and Genghis, and we'll synchro summon again and go for Meteor Burst, which will of course special summon back Ragnarok. And Ragnarok will special summon a DDD from your graveyard, which will bring back Siegfried. Be sure to keep it away from the arrows, of course. Basically, from there, we can take Meteor Burst and Alexander and overlay, which will allow us to go for Absolute Dragon. And then from there, we could take Absolute Dragon plus the Lanfarinkus, and we'll just link summon with those. And we'll bring out our Zephyr Metaltron. And of course, with Absolute going away, then we can actually bring out our Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. If you guys are actually going second, you can also bounce back one of your opponent's special summon monsters as well. So that's definitely really nice. And you do have this in the extra deck as resource to negate, so that's already 2 negates right then and there. And if this really is your second turn, then you can also banish Necro Slime from the graveyard, as well as any other DD card or DDD card, and we can either bring out Hiking Genghis or Beowulf. It's up to you, but basically that should be enough for an OTK if you are going first. And Beowulf actually works really well as well because it gives all your DD monsters piercing damage, and we have at least 3 on the board if we bring him out. Or you can bring out Genghis if your opponent has a lot of cards to negate, because it is your turn if this is turn 2, and as a result you have 1, 2, 3 negates. Definitely works really well here. Alright, so moving on to the next combo, it's a 3-card combo. I did promise you that this particular part will be focusing more on 3-card combos, so we have this, but of course replace one of them with a gate. Basically we'll start off and activate gate to search for the missing piece, and then we can start our combos off. We'll go Swole Slime and Necro Slime, and we'll fusion summon right off the bat, going for our Genghis. We can then take Swole Slime and banish that to special summon the Copernicus from our hand. From there, both effects will activate, so we can use Copernicus to send from our deck Vice Typhon, and from there Genghis will revive back our Necro Slime. But it doesn't matter because we're taking all 3 of these cards. This will go to the extra deck, and we'll basically go for Summon Sorceress for the first time. From there we can take Necro Slime and Genghis, and we can fusion summon again to go for our second Genghis. Use Summon Sorceress's effect to special summon out Lamia from the deck. Just make sure you don't take up the arrows. So we can then fusion summon Lamia, synchro summon Lamia and Genghis. And this will allow us to go for Alexander. Vice Typhon and Genghis from our graveyard. Banish those two and we'll bring out our Flame High King Genghis. From there we could take, Alexander's effect will now bring back Lamia. Then we can take Lamia and Alexander and synchro summon these two, which will allow us to go for our Siegfried. From here we can take Genghis's effect and special summon back the Alexander. We can also send Gate to the grave and special summon out Lamia again. We'll overlay these two for a rank 8, so we can go for Hope Harbinger. And then we'll take the Alexander and Lamia and we'll synchro summon to go for a Crystal Wing. So it's a 3-card combo, but you can still bring out something pretty decent. Moving on, we have another 3-card combo, so we can start off with Kepler, add Gate. Gate will add you the missing piece, so just basically any of these 3. But starting off, we'll go for Link Karibo, Extra Deck, and Link Karibo. Necro Slime and Swole Slime will go for a Genghis right underneath. From here we'll banish off Swole Slime to special summon Lamia from the hand. Genghis's effect will trigger off, bringing back Necro Slime. And then from there we can take Necro Slime plus the Link Karibo. And you can either go for a Wee Witch or you can go for a Lanthorincus, up to you. We take Lamia and Genghis. We'll go for Alexander, of course. And then from there, in our graveyard, we have Necro Slime, banish it together with the Genghis. And this will allow us to bring out Diark, which will trigger off Alexander, bringing back Lamia again. Then from there, we could take Lamia plus the Alexander and synchro summon, allowing us to go for Crystal Wing. Send the Gate to the graveyard to bring back our Lamia. And then we can take Lamia one last time, it gets banished, and synchro summon to go for a Siegfried. So another 3-card combo with 2 negates, so definitely really nice. And I am really liking the fact that we don't actually need to use too many resources for this particular one as well. In fact, we don't even need to use Summon Sorceress here, so it's definitely really nice to see that with just a few links, we can definitely extend these combos back to when DDDs were still in their prime. Alright, so just a little different. Again, another 3-card combo. Start off with Kepler. Obviously, we're going to add Gates. Gates will add your missing piece. This time we're using Copernicus instead. Take Swell and Lamia. Actually, before that, Link Karibo first. And then we'll take the Lamia and Swirl this time, and together they make Genghis. From there you can banish off Swirl and special summon off Copernicus here. That's the grave, that's banished. Copernicus will send Necro Slime to the graveyard, and Genghis will bring back Lamia. Take Copernicus and Link Karibo and link summon them, so extra deck and graveyard. And this will allow us to go for our Lanthorincus. Actually, interestingly enough, what we could actually do is, let's actually reverse it, got something a little better than that. So before we actually go for the whole link summoning, we could actually take these two first, and we'll go for Alexander right underneath. Then we can take these two and link summon them, and then go for Lanthorincus, which opens up 2 zones. Whereas if we did that before, then we would actually lose the zone. So you definitely got to be careful here. So yeah, we could then take our Necro Slime plus the Genghis, and then we will fusion summon them together to bring out the big Genghis. Of course, Alexander now triggers off, bringing back Lamia. We can take Lamia and Alexander, and together they can go for Siegfried first, which will obviously trigger off High King Genghis. And that will bring back our Alexander. And then from there, we could actually take the Genghis and the Lanthorincus and link summon those two, which will allow us to go for... it's completely up to you here. you could actually go for a Metaltron, which I'm trying to actually look for it right now. Where is Metaltron? You can go for Metaltron, and then we'll send Gate to the graveyard, bring back Lamia, take the Lamia and Alexander, and together they go for a Crystal Wing. Lamia gets banished, of course. Slightly similar to one of the previous combos, but instead you do get a Metaltron as well, and this is, I don't know, just really nice attack to end the game there. So, just slightly different, but again, it's a 3-card combo. Alright, so at this point, there's something really interesting, and is that most of these particular combos require specific cards. For this particular 4-card combo that I'll be going over, we can actually substitute this card for any DD card in the deck, and of course we do play a lot of different DDs. So, you know, just saying that this one card here can be any DD monster you want. But this will be how the combo goes. We'll scale the Ragnarok, and we'll take Swell Slime plus the random DD card we have in our hand and fusion summon them for Genghis. Basically, it's to show that it's irrelevant at this point. We can normal summon Lamia, and then we could take Lamia and Genghis, and together they will go for Meteor. Sorry, not Meteor Burst. Alexander first, and then this will trigger off, bringing back our Genghis. Alexander will bring back our Lamia. We'll take Lamia and we'll take Alexander, and together they will go for Siegfried, which will trigger off Genghis, and Genghis will bring back Alexander. Then you can actually send Siegfried to the graveyard and special summon out Lamia again. From here we can take Lamia and the Genghis, and together they go for Meteor Burst, so Lamia actually gets banished at this point. And these are all in the graveyard still. Yep, so we're going to go for Meteor Burst. Meteor Burst will then special summon out Ragnarok, which again will special summon back our Siegfried. So, you know, something a little bit unorthodox sending Siegfried to the graveyard, but we eventually just bring it back anyway. From here we can take Meteor Burst and Meteor Burst and Alexander, and together we'll overlay to go for Absolute Dragon, take Absolute and link summon together with the Ragnarok, which will go to the extra deck now, and go for Lantferincus, so you now have 2 open zones, and then with Absolute Dragon's effect you can special summon Vortex Dragon out on the field again, and if this is turn 2 then you get to bounce back one of your opponent's monsters from the extra deck. And we have 2 negates as well, with this being the fodder in the extra deck face up. But of course, like I said, with the random DD monster that you send to the graveyard, it could be a Vice Typhon, could be a Necro Slime, and those 2 together with these other random DD cards can definitely bring out a Beowulf or a Genghis. So it's just to show that you don't really need the additional card, and that, you know, it's a little more flexible, this particular combo here. It definitely gives you a little bit more options, and you know, sometimes it's a bit restricting using specific cards for combos. Alright, so one last combo to end this video off, and then we'll probably move into part 3. But basically, this is a 3-card combo, and this is our opening hand. This is probably one of the more fun combos to go with. But right off the bat, we're going to normal summon Copernicus and ditch Swell Slime from our graveyard, to our graveyard. Then we'll banish Swell Slime and special summon Kepler onto the field, which will immediately add you Gate, and from there Gate can add you a Ragnarok to the hand. We immediately take Copernicus and Kepler, and we're going to link summon these 2. So keep in mind they're both in the extra deck, of course, and we are going to go for our Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. Electromite immediately has an effect which will send our other Thomas from our deck to the extra deck zone. From there we can activate Thomas from the hand onto the scale and use its effect to bring back our Copernicus. Then we can use Electromite's effect, destroying the Thomas that we just got, and then we can add back the Kepler from our hand, from our extra deck to our hand. And then, of course, since you destroyed a Pendulum monster, Electromite does actually allow you to draw an additional card, so this card's completely irrelevant here. So from here, we can actually scale both the Copernicus and Kepler. this is a scale 1 through 10, so we can actually Pendulum summon quite a bit. This card I'll just put away for now, but it's just a free card in our hand. We're going to Pendulum summon 3 cards. We're going to bring out the 2 Thomas, which will go onto the 2 link markers, and we'll go for our Ragnarok from the hand as well. We'll take the Ragnarok and the Thomas, and together, actually what you could do is, no, it doesn't really matter. You'll just go for these 2, and we can instantly go for Hope Harbinger. Then we can take Thomas and use its effect to destroy Kepler. And we can special summon out our second Genghis from the deck. No, not second Genghis, second Ragnarok from our deck. And then we can overlay these 2 and go for Aegeon the Sea Castrum, which is basically, if you guys don't actually know what this card does, it's essentially a card that destroys your opponent's extra deck. But of course, you can also go for Kali Yuga as well, since you have 2 DD monsters. But this is just something I found to be really, really awesome to go into. But that's basically it for part 2 of this combo video. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to the rest of the videos as well. There'll be maybe 1 or 2 more 3 card combos, and then I'll also have some other 4 cards. Perhaps even 5 card combos, but they definitely produce really awesome boards. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.